I saw him on the second grade hallway and I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. He's so cute. His little slick back hair and his black jeans. Never had the courage to speak to him. So I let that go all the way until high school.
Why you didn't speak to me?
Because you wouldn't have, no, we wouldn't have dated then.
And I saw this like super cute girl who acted like she was the boss. It's hilarious to me when I think back on it because she was like, I don't know if she was like the president of the Sunday school.
I wasn't the president. I was the Sunday school secretary. I sang in the choir, and he would come with the preacher and the preacher's wife sometime. And he didn't ask me out for like months. It took forever. And finally, he's very shy, kind of in a roundabout way, asked me if I wanted to go to the movies. I was so young. I was 15, and my mom was like a full-on part of the process, like saying what movies I could and couldn't go see.
My 9th grade year, I got on the bus and I saw this. I was like, oh, and I had, confidence. I walked right over and sat down. I was like, hey, what's up? what's your name? And she wouldn't look at me. She sat in the seat. I was 14, this would have made her 15. She sat in the seat and she just kept looking out the window. And I was like, yo, because she was new to the neighborhood as far as I knew. I was like, yo, so what's your name? And she was like, Catrina. And then she looked back out the window, and then I said my name, and before I said it, she turned around. I know your name.
I know your name, Courtney.
Okay, now I'm bugging, because I had only did one show, but didn't nobody know. If you knew that name, like you knew me, which took me back. So I was like, hey, what's up? And then she's like,
I met Rupak at Harvard. I was a senior taking acting class for an easy A, and he was taking acting class because he wanted to be an actor. He was a sophomore and I was a senior, and I got to pick scene partners.
But then the rehearsals sort of faded away and gave way to
Right, so we're like
makeout sessions, basically, never trust scene study, man. That whole that's all foreplay.
Just kind of high and by in the hallway from then, and then me and David broke up over the summer.
Yeah.
Started school the next year.
So how you and David? And then she said, oh, we broke up. I remember her cocking her head to the side like that. We broke up. I was like, oh, word? No doubt. All right. And then later on, I saw her. We went to class.
No. This was the same instance. Because then you said,
oh, why don't you go with me then?
I was like, yeah, whatever.
And then what I said?
Give me a kiss, see what it feels like.
Right in front of her friends.
I was so taken aback. I was like, not this type of girl.
Hail Mary. Let's see if it works.
And I was like,
I was like, why don't you go with me then? And then she said, what? And I was like, give me a kiss, see what it feels like. And
so bold.
She was like,
okay.
And I was like, hey, let's do it, bet. And
best
when
kiss
she kissed,
ever.
Oh my God. I mean, like when you talk about like sparks flying, I was like, but I kept my, I was like, yeah, you like them lips? It's your boy. It was immediate sparks. I knew I had to have her.
Find this guy, go to the same church, same hometown, and he's going to Morehouse, and I already wanted to go to Spelman. And so it was actually really cool. He got there to Morehouse. He's 2 years older than me, and he was a really big part of the process of helping me through the application process.
Had the idea for her to move in with me, and it was a disaster from the beginning. I'd never shared anything with anybody. We had never shared space like that. And
it was just ridiculous. I was just so excited that I had graduated from high school, on my way to college. Now I'm grown. And so I had this plan. I remember my mom was like standing on the porch crying as I was leaving. And I was like, no big deal, Mom. I'll see you in a little bit. I don't know why you're crying. And next thing I know, a couple months later, I'm on the phone with her crying. Like, can I please come home?
At about 1 o'clock in the morning, I hit her. She had a private line in the house. So I called her. I said, hey, what you doing? I'm about to come over. What? I want to come over. So I snuck out the house. I grabbed some flowers, cut some flowers off the neighbor yard. Ran up to her and asked her would she be my girlfriend.
I had just graduated from college. She had been out in the real world a few years, but it was my first year out. And I was a struggling actor doing theater in like people's back closets. I said I had to move to LA, to myself. And then I said it to her. And then I said, come with me. Because, you know, it's like, just what's the problem?
And anybody, any woman knows that's a blessing and a curse, right? It's like, great, he wants me to come with him. Why? You know, what's going on there?
About his sophomore year in college, his back problems really started to become a problem to where it became completely debilitating. He had to resign from being student government president, and he had to go back to Kentucky to have a back surgery. I, against my mother's wishes, decided I was also going to leave college and go back to Kentucky to be with him. He healed, wanted to go back to Morehouse. I wanted to go back to Spelman. It was only like a semester that we were away. And after that, we decided, hey, I lived with him and his mother during that time when he was having surgery. We're like, let's just move in together again. And so that summer, right after my sophomore year, we moved in together. By July or August, I was pregnant. And so we were like, okay,
I mean,
guess we should get married. He was a preacher, by the way. I was a good little church girl, by the way. So we really didn't have much of a choice.
Week after I said, come to LA with me, it was the worst week in our relationship. Not, you know, she just wasn't responding to phone calls.
I didn't understand.
On the phone, she was like really cold. I didn't know what was going on. She knew what she wanted. I just said, maybe we need to cool things off.
She started dating me, and then like 2 weeks later, she broke up with me. So, and she knows this now. I would make sure I looked the saddest, lost puppy doggest.
He was.
And I saw her standing watching me walk, and I was like, oh, I'm about to put it on now, baby. And I just would look so sad. And then she said, hey, she approached me. She said, hey, can you help me with my drill? Because she had joined ROTC. Can you help me with the drill? And I was like, yeah, come on. And while we were at her house, we were going over it. I looked at her. She looked at me. I was like, yeah, we got to
I think I waited too long for this. I don't care what anybody else thinks.
It wasn't, look, here's the funny part about it too. It was no secret that was going to happen because there were some other factors going into our relationship that she really, really liked. Not that I was cute or anything, or I had shoulders. It was some big dude that had scared her in her class. Big, tall dude. And the thing was, I was a kid, I was known for jumping on a big dude and breaking his face. So she came to me like teary-eyed, like, he said he was gonna beat me up. What did he say? What is this dude?
He threatened to do something to me.
And she was really scared in class. So she told me. I was all right. So I went and did what I did. And then old boy came up to her when she was with me, and what he said?
He just really apologized, very sincerely. And I'm like, what did you do?
And I never told her. I didn't even tell her. It's not your business. It's all good. I did what I did what I needed to do to old boy. And the thing of it is, he's a big boy, but he knew it was gonna happen. So he came and apologized. And then anytime he would see us, he'd be like, hey, how's it going? You know, and that really bugged out. She's like, what did you do?
So at least I knew he was gonna take care of me.
Oh, yes.
Next day, I go out with my best friend, who's female. And we were on our way that evening to the movie. And I think I was at 72nd Street, the 1 train, in the subway, waiting for the train. And I remember bursting out to Jackie. I said, if Nancy ever takes me back, she better be damn sure that she wants me, because I'm going to marry her. And Jackie looked at me and she said, what do you think this was all about? And time literally stopped. And I knew at that moment I was irrevocably moving down the path to marrying her.
What made you propose at 15?
At 15, because I knew she was the woman of my dreams. I knew for a fact. And when I say that, I don't say that like, oh, it's the woman of my dreams, you know, in retrospect. No, it was from Jump Street. I was like, yeah, you're the one.